Welcome to this edition of the Biker Angle. But before we begin... And hi, I'm James Hollywood Machikar, and thanks for joining us for today's edition of the Biker Angle, 9/17 of 2018. Now, a lot of news is breaking, but I wanted to get into yesterday's attempt at the Guinness Book of World Records that was put on by one of the best guys I know out there. He's also a YouTube creator, and Adam Sandoval. You did awesome, man. You really did. We're proud of you, bud. But let's take a look at what you guys did yesterday. After more than an hour's worth of motorcycles drove through the North Lamar campus parking lot and up to the Choctaw Casino in Grant, Oklahoma, Paris Harley-Davidson fell short of breaking a new world record as recognized by Guinness World Records with about 2,000 Harleys in a parade. Quote, "The unofficial count was 1,988, but we now know the official click count was 1,911, said Angie Lee of PhD. We estimated 25 to 3,000 Harleys are in town and 2,200 registered, but not everyone crossed the Guinness checkpoint," end quote. A motorcycle parade dubbed Bring It Home was organized in an effort to break the record of continuous Harley-Davidson motorcycles on parade. The current record is held by the Hellas Motorcycle Club of Greece with 2,404 Harleys set in 2010. The parade departed from Paris Harley-Davidson at 2 p.m. and made its way down to Loop 286, winding through the North Lamar campus on U.S. Highway 271, and then traveling northward to the Choctaw Casino and Resort in Grant, Oklahoma. The Bring It Home parade was led by motorcycle enthusiast Adam Sandoval of AdamSandovalsRides.com. Sandoval is well known in the motorcycle community for his work with various charitable organizations, including the Wounded Warrior Project, American Legion, and Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. The Bring It Home parade raised more than $32,000 in funds for the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. Now, even though he didn't break the record, or, the Harley-Davidson didn't either, all that money raised for combat vets, you're the man, Adam. You really are. Adam Sandoval, if you guys do not know, he did a 4-year journey out on the road raising money for combat vets. He also has a campground now that caters to combat vets. Adam is something else, man. He's a special freaking guy. If you guys haven't gone and seen his YouTube channel yet, get your butts over there. This is the man. Now, this is a guy with a good freaking heart. Now, there's not a lot of us out there with good hearts, but the one who has it is Adam. Like I said, even though the record wasn't broken, you guys kicked ass, and it was awesome to see all those fucking hogs out there, man. It really was. But let's get to another story, shall we? And I love doing these kind of stories. Since you got people like the Alliance of Law-Abiding Clubs out there all the time, preaching how one-percenters are nothing but criminals. But I'm going to take you to this next clip. And when I get done with the clip, we'll come back, we'll talk about it a little bit, we'll go over a little bit of the article. But this happened in our backyard here in Chicago. A Sergeant, Edward Carras, 40 of Rosemont, and an accomplice, they've been charged with a couple counts of armed robbery. But take a look at this clip.
On administrative leave, stripped of his police powers within the Rosemont Public Safety Department in June, pending an unrelated internal investigation, according to police. Now he's charged with felonies for 2 armed robberies. His alleged accomplice, this man, 48-year-old Wright O'Laughlin of Chicago. Police arrested the men outside of a 7-Eleven store on Thursday morning. Norwich police believe the pair may be responsible for armed robberies at least 2 gas stations, one in the 2300 block of West Toohey in Park Ridge, the other at this Exxon gas station in the 8500 block of Lawrence Avenue.
but I'm happy to be able to, to draw a distinction here. They go around as all high and mighty bullshit. Hey, 1%ers are nothing but criminals. But look at Blue Gang, one of your own. Like I always said, for every crime that a 1%er might do, I can find 3 that a cop does. And it's usually funny with cops. Yeah, this one's an armed robbery and shit like that. But you ever notice these motherfuckers are always getting busted for sex crimes? Come on, man. They use their position to rape women. How many of them stories can I throw up here? And now, armed robbery? It's kind of like calling the pot the kettle black when you guys are out there running around busting on freaking 1%ers. Shit, I'm waiting for one of these days. Hey, RICO might be able to be used against you guys. But, let's see here. A little more in depth about this incident. It goes on, because this is the local newspaper. I think this is the Tribune or Sun-Times. It says a Rosemont police sergeant has been arrested along with another man in connection to the armed robberies that took place Wednesday morning at gas stations in 2 northeast suburbs. Now, this guy's a police sergeant. If he was busted doing armed robbery while he was on suspension, can you imagine what shit he was pulling when he had a badge and a gun? Think about that. That's some scary shit right there, man. The men were taken into custody about 2 a.m. Thursday morning for being suspected in the armed robbery of an Exxon gas station on West Lawrence Ave in Norridge. Norridge rocks on, man. Norridge is like a little suburb of Chicago. You got Harlem Avenue here, Norridge here, then boom, on the other side you're in Chicago. They were brought to the Norridge Police Department. Park Ridge is also involved, as well as the Cook County State's Attorney's Office and investigators. And they go on to quote, "I am extremely disappointed in the actions of Edward Carras," Rosemont Police Chief Donald Stevens III said. And you know what's funny with this shit? Goddamn fucking Donald Stevens III. They got all... Rosemont was incorporated by Donald Stevens I. That dude ruled for like 30-something freaking years before he killed over and had a heart attack. And then you had his son in there. And shit, now you got the son of the son, or grandson, in there as the police chief. Now these dudes are more mobbed up than New York fucking City, man, let me tell you. But it's a beautiful town. Don't get me wrong, man. It's beautiful. You got to be rich to live in that motherfucker, though. But, yeah, man. This happening in Rosemont does not surprise me. This is shit. This shit happened in Melrose Park and Elmwood Park all the freaking time. But, yeah. Let's see here. We do not tolerate this misconduct in this department nor this profession. Well, shit, like I said, man, I can find, incidences after incidences of the Blue Gang out there committing crimes. But bikers and 1%ers are the assholes. Yeah, right. This does not reflect on the hard-working, dedicated, and honest officers that go out there. Rosemont Police said they were moving forward with termination proceedings regarding the unrelated internal investigation. So, you're just adding on to this shit. And it says, Karas and this other dude were taken to bond court for a hearing each and every day to provide exceptional service to the community. Nice try trying to get out of that one, Rosemont. One of your freaking own. You gotta love it. I love it. I really do. Hey, Ryan Urlacher, you freaking Mr. fucking Magoo. What do you think now, man? What are you guys thinking now? You out there talking trash all the time and shit like that? But this is just one incident, man. I'm sure if I go through all the news headlines, I can find more for today. But I don't got time to do that. We're going to get to some Canadian news because I let everybody know around the world that has emailed me. I'll get some of your news in there too, not to just the United States. I just can't speak on it, man, because I don't know the country's protocols. I don't know any of the country's freaking culture. I'm just putting it out there. I'll give an opinion or two, once or twice, but as far as what's going on in your countries, man, you got to email me, let me know, and I'll try my best to get it right. This from the Montreal Gazette. Montreal, the press is reporting that documents related to legal proceedings ensuing from a massive anti-biker investigation were stolen from the homes of 2 Crown prosecutors on the same day last week. God damn, man. You dumb motherfucker. You can't even hold on to shit. But anyway, the media outlet says the documents were the only things taken from the residences. The prosecutors are reportedly involved in the objection investigation, which led to nearly 80 arrests last April and the dismantling of 3 alleged drug trafficking networks. La Presse said a thief or thieves targeted DVDs at Montreal residence and a briefcase at another residence south of the city. The stolen items reportedly include uncensored versions of documents disclosed to the deference as well as very digitalized documents. La Presse quoted sources as saying they doubt the theft will jeopardize the legal proceedings. Montreal and the Goutte police launched an investigation into the burglaries, but it has since been transferred to Quebec Provincial Police because the thefts may be related. All 3 forces worked on the probe. La Presse describes the objection investigation as the biggest police strike against organized crime in Quebec since 2015, and the most important against biker gangs since 2009. The head of an organization that oversees criminal prosecution in Quebec said in a statement that employees in the legal system need to be able to work in a safe environment. Quote, the DPCP, the Crown, will not be intimidated into the accomplishment of its work, said Nick Murphy. Our internal security team, as well as our partners in the various police forces, are doing everything possible to ensure the security of Crown prosecutors, who must be able to act in a total independence without fear of reprisals. Looks like somebody got their shit, somebody got that, yeah, 2 different people losing files. But hey, I say way to go, guys, way to put that shit on them. But that's today's news with the biker angle. And I really appreciate you guys stopping by, all the continued support. Don't forget the new book's out. I have all that in the links. Also, don't forget to go see Adam, man. Adam, he's a kick-ass guy. And $30-something thousand. Jesus, you guys did kick ass for our vets. And that's a wonderful thing to freaking hear. But anyway, I'm James Hollywood Machikari. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.